Hello, this is David, and we're going to, in this video, look at patient flow using the CenTrak Omni software. During this video, we're going to look at the benefits of having a patient flow monitoring system. We're going to look at a short demo using the CenTrak Omni software. We're going to drill down into a specific scenario of an emergency department. We're going to see how we benefit from the historical data that's collected using the CenTrak Omni software. And we're also going to look how we manage room status and display the status of your rooms using the maps on CenTrak Omni. And we're going to look a little bit as to integration with the nurse call systems and see how we can leverage the investment in your RTLS for a number of applications. So what are some of the benefits? We can improve the quality of service and the patient experience at your facility. We'll monitor the patient journeys around the site and alert on deviations if they end up in the wrong location, if there are delays, if you see that if the system identifies that patients have been waiting too long, then it will alert the staff. And this system can scale to a very large number of patients. So even for the largest hospitals, you can use this system to efficiently monitor these patients. You can reduce cost by identifying bottlenecks and allocating the staff to these locations and to these points within the flow, within the process, and maximizing the contact time between the staff and the patients. You also have detailed audits that can be used to comply with the Joint Commission regulations and requirements and provide real-time visibility in the operating room and in other places so that staff sees what the current status is of the PACU so that they can process the patients and optimize the resources that are available, and also to provide a dashboard for relatives to see the status of their loved ones as they go through the process. Let's have a look now at a live demo of CenTrak Omni. On the left side here, I've got my web client with a map on the bottom with a list of tags on the top. The list is showing the name, the MRN, the status, which we'll see is very important, the location, the current location of the tag. These fields can be edited. You can add different fields as needed and hide others, for example, for HIPAA compliance. On the right side, we've got the mobile interface on the bottom. This is synchronized with my Android device. We also have it for iOS. It's called Omni Go. And on the top, we've got the Elpas display panel, or the page that would normally be shown by the Elpas display panel that you can mount on walls around the facility. It shows our alerts on this page, or it shows tags on this page, right? So the display can be used to place tags in different statuses, etc., as needed, and we'll see how that works in a little while. So we're going to move our tag from the reception area, and you can see that the current status of this tag is admitted. Again, we can enroll these tags into the system automatically using the HL7 interface with your healthcare information system by getting those ADT events and changing the status or adding and removing tags automatically when those events are received. So I'm going to move my tag now into the emergency room, and when it does shift, you'll see that not only did the location update on the map, let's zoom in a little bit, and we see the location on the list as well, but the status has changed to ED waiting. What I've done is program the system, and you'll see how we do that in a while, that when time elapses that I've configured for the waiting time, then we're going to see alerts being sent to the various clients that the staff members would see. There'll be the mobile, the wall-mounted, the desktop.
Patient waiting for over 1 minute. ED.
Right.
ED.
So here you see we've got the pop-up here on the Windows. That's the Omni Alert Notifier. You've got the alert appearing on the display panel, the alert appearing here on the mobile device, which we got push notification, etc. We get on the web client as well. So once we have that alert, then we can take action and go see the patient. Now, let's say the nurse now arrives at the patient. We have a number of means of changing the status of this from waiting too long. Notice the status has changed to waiting too long, and we can have a display showing which patients have waited too long. The nurse will arrive at the bay and change the status of that tag either automatically upon arrival, but sometimes that can get confusing when you have multiple patients in the same area. So you might want to press the button on the tag. So we're going to go ahead and press the button on my tag, and you'll see that the status has changed to ED seen. And now everybody will see that that patient has been treated and has been seen. Once the patient has been seen, then the decision might be to send that patient for imaging. So let's send it to X-ray by using my handheld exciter. And by putting it next to the tag and exciting the tag, then the status changes to sent to X-ray. Now again here, once it's sent to X-ray, then if the system detects that it doesn't arrive within a certain expiration time of this status of sent to X-ray, then it will alert that the patient has not arrived to X-ray in time. But we're going to move the tag now into the X-ray location. So we see that the tag is now at X-ray, and the status is at X-ray, meaning location is X-ray, location is at X-ray, or the status is at X-ray. Let's say now the staff member wants to send him back to ED. He can go on his mobile, and he will see only the patients that are currently at his location. He clicks on it, and he says, okay, I want to change the status to sent to ED. Change status, yes. We will see that reflected in the various clients. Here we have, you see, it says sent to ED, and if I go here too, I see it says sent to ED. And now we're going to move the patient back to the emergency room. So now his location is emergency room, and he's back to ED waiting, and that will then notify the staff that he's back there now, and he needs to be seen. Again, we can use the interfaces, the user interfaces to change the status. We can use a handheld exciter to change the status, or we can use a location change. So here's a little example of patient flow. We've created our various statuses, what triggers those statuses, and if that status has a timeout. We have ED waiting, and that can be automatically triggered by location or by an inbound HL7 event. If that expires, then we're going to get an alert. And from there, we're going to go to ED seen. That can be triggered by a button press, as we did, or a co-location. When I say co-location, I mean when a staff member, a caregiver, arrives at the location of the patient, and that will automatically change the status. So we can script these scenarios in CenTrak Omni using what we call tag states, which I've shown you, and auto actions. The tag states, as you can see down here, we define which groups it applies to and what the timeout period is for that state. I could change the status of a tag either through a location change, through a button press, through an exciter event, through an inbound HL7 packet. So all of these can be programmed, and you can create just about any scenario within the hospital using these tools to define a process within the facility. Now, once I've collected the information of the historical information of where my patients have been, then I can use that information to determine how to optimize my processes within the facility, right? I can see how long staff members took to arrive after calls. I can see where I've got my bottlenecks by looking at the density of my tags at any given time. I can analyze the wait times. Where do I have wait times that are too lengthy? And I can also build a dashboard of critical indicators from this historical data so that you can optimize your processes. Another benefit of using the CenTrak Omni is to manage room states. So you can click on an icon on any of the rooms and set it to occupied, to available, or soil that needs to be handled. And that could be visible to anybody accessing the database with any Omni client. Finally, one of the benefits of patient flow in Omni is that you can interface with any of the major nurse call systems. We can get wireless nurse call, or we can get automatic nurse presence. Before we conclude, I'd like to mention some other CenTrak Omni applications. We've got staff attack alarming, we've got infant protection, patient wandering, asset tracking and management, and access control. If you have any questions or would like additional information, please contact your CenTrak representative or check out the CenTrak.com website. Thank you very much.